You know what time it is. It's time for the monthly TBR. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new. It's my favourite video to film, to watch, to do everything. Like if someone films a TBR jar video, I run, metaphorically, I run and watch that video straight away. I love a TBR jar. I love picking books. There's something really, I don't know what it is. I just love the thought of like picking off your like physical TBR and selecting a smaller selection. It's just so much fun. There's two squirrels on the fence outside and they're like, oh, they're so cute. Okay, anyway, I'm back. I am actually filming this halfway through April. I'm away for 10 days towards the end of this month, and it means if I tried to film this at the end, it would be so rushed and I would end up filming it at night time, and I don't want to do that. So we are here filming it halfway through April. I am about 50% of the way through my March TBR. No, my April TBR. So I think I will finish it. To be honest, it's a really, really good TBR. If you didn't watch last month's video, I will link it in a little playlist down below. It was honestly such a good selection of books, and I've really, really enjoyed so many of them already, and I've still got 4 left to read. So let's pick May. May is a month of many bank holidays. We have a wedding in May. We have some friends coming over for dinner in May. We're going to see the Eden Project in May. I have a world premiere of a musical I work on up in Manchester in May. And I'm sure there's something else. Like, May is quite a busy month. I have quite a lot going on, but the weather is turning. It's lighter, it's brighter, it's warmer, it's sunnier. So life is good, and I am excited to pick my May reads. As always, if you haven't seen one of these videos from me before, I pick 8 books. I tend to read around 20 to 30 books a month, so I find 8 gives me lots of choice, but it's still like a good number, and it forces me to read books I probably wouldn't have picked up on my own accord. Shall we go? First prompt. A book bought at a charity shop. What a cool prompt. What did I pick up at a charity shop? I haven't read a single Christina Lauren book. I picked this up from a charity shop in London. I used to live in Greenwich, and Lewisham, which is near Greenwich, has such a good selection of charity shops, and I picked this up in one of my many trips there. It cost me £2.50, and I'm excited to read this, and I feel like summer is the perfect time to read it. Basically, Olive and her identical sister Amy, one is really lucky, one is unlucky, one is about to marry the man of her dreams. Meanwhile, Olive is forced. Okay, the entire wedding gets food poisoning, so the sister who's not getting married goes on holiday with the guy that she doesn't like. I don't quite understand, but I'm excited nonetheless, and I hear such good things about this author's or these authors' books, and I cannot wait. This is my charity shop book find. Let's pick the next prompt. These little pink ones are tiny. That way? That way. IG feed pics. Okay, so I have a bookstagram which I basically never use, but let's not get into that right now. I'm gonna screen record on my phone until a book that comes up that I own. Don't have any of those books. This is not going well. Do I do it? Do I do it? I just came to the Empyrean series. I've read Fourth Wing. I haven't read Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm is constantly in my library, tempting me. It's the month I read Iron Flame. I'm actually so excited. This book is a beast. It's over 750 pages long. But yeah, this is the first book that came up on my Instagram feed that I haven't read and I also own, and I'm actually so excited. I'm just slightly daunted by the fact that this book got such mixed reviews, and I loved the first one. I'm a bit of a guilty, like, I just love a kind of story with dragons in it, so of course I was going to love it, but I absolutely loved the first book, and then the second book has had a lot of hatred, but then so did the second book in Powerless, and I actually enjoyed that book quite a lot. So yeah, I'm going to read this. This is going to be my second book, and I am so excited. Book number 3. A book with a red cover. Ooh. Do you know what I'm going to read? This is Apprentice to the Villain, which is the second book after, is the first one called Assistant to the Villain? Yeah, Assistant to the Villain. This is, I think it's supposed to be a dark romance, but I just think it's like a silly romance because the guy who's supposed to be really bad is actually not that bad at all. But it's like a really silly little story about a girl who goes to work as the personal assistant for basically like the bad guy in her town. And then obviously they kind of fall in love, and it's really quirky and it's really silly, and it's actually just like a lot of fun. And this is book number 2, has a red cover. This series to me is just like pure enjoyment. Like I really don't think it's gonna be winning any awards or like changing your life, but you'll just have a really good time reading it. And I've just realised my necklaces are squiff. Sorry. So yeah, that is book number 3. This is shaping up to be even better than last month. And I don't know why I'm surprised. I literally bought all these books, and I bought them because I wanted to read them, but I'm still surprised. So book number 4. A book from a series. Okay. Do I finish off this series? Maybe. I'm going to come up with some selections and then we're going to pick. I have 3 books to choose from. 3 solid books, but for very different reasons. We have the last book in the Throne of Glass series, which I kind of feel like I need to get to this because I'm going to forget everyone's character names. I still need to read the 2 books before this, but these are the 2 books that are on my April TBR, and then my plan for the drive up and back from Scotland. So I will read them, but yeah, I just kind of feel like I need to get this series finished. There are so many characters in this series that I just can't keep track of them all, and I just keep forgetting who's who. And I have on my phone opened a tab of all the characters' names, descriptions, families, and why they're in the book, because I just get so, there's too many of them, and I think it's because I'm leaving it too long between each book. And so for that reason, this feels like the smart choice, but it's a second really thick book to put on my TBR. So this is option 1. We then have The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni, which is the second book in the Prisoner Healer trilogy. I actually haven't read the first one yet. It's on my monthly TBR as well, and I probably will read it this month, but I think this might be a bit risky just in case I don't get to the first book. So I don't think I'm going to include this, but this would be a really, really good choice. And then third, but by no means least, A Different Change of Pace, we have Reckless by Elsie Silver, which is the 3rd book in whatever this series is called. I don't know. It's this book. And I'm excited to read these. This is like a really quick, easy book to read. So this would be like a really good book to put on my monthly TBR. But I just feel like I need to finish this series. I feel like if I don't, I will just forget who everyone is, and then I will stress myself out about it. So this is the book I'm going to read with a book from a series, and I'm so excited. I've got some chunky books on this TBR. Anyway, book number 5. A book by an author who shares your initials. So my initials are KH. I don't think you need to share the full K and H because that would be quite ridiculous. But maybe if you go with either shares my first initial or shares my surname initial. So either their first name is a K or their last name is a H. Right, there are probably some other options on here that I haven't picked. I'm 100% sure I can see one behind me, but I think these are the 3 that I'm going to pick between. These are all wildly different books. I have one that shares my first initial and 2 that share my surname initial. So the first name initial is Catherine for Catherine Centre. Catherine, Katie, you get the idea. This is Hello Stranger. I actually am really excited to read this book. It's about an author who suffers from like face blindness, not an author, an artist who suffers from face blindness, and I think she finds someone and like forgets him every day. I don't really know, but I just think it sounds really, really cute. But part of me wants to leave this for kind of autumn, winter. We then have the two that share my final surname. So we have Anna Huang, Twisted Love. This is the first book in the Twisted, is it just called the Twisted series? Yeah, just the Twisted series. A series of interconnected standalones, and they're about basically like billionaires who fall in love. And I don't really know what exactly goes on in each book, but it's quite a short one. And I've never read anything by Anna Huang, and I hear lots of good things about this series. And then the last one we have is Alice by Christina Henry, which is a retelling of Alice's Adventures Underground. What's the book called? The Alice books. I can never remember what they're called. I think I've said this many, many times, but I used to work on an event based on the book, and the event had a different name from the book. Is the book called Alice Through the Looking Glass? Alice Underworld? Alice? I don't remember, but it's that book, but like a retelling. Which one do I want to read? I feel like I'm going to add Twisted Love. It just feels like it should be read this time of year. It feels like it's a nice, quick, easy book, considering we've got Iron Flame and Kingdom of Ash on this monthly TBR. So I think this is a book that shares my initials. So Huang, Harding. This is book number 5. I think there's 2 prompts in here. Yeah. Most recent purchase. So I just purchased King of Stars and Rule of Wolves, but I need to finish Cricket Kingdom first. I also purchased A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle J. Jensen. I bought these books on the same day. I then bought Tahereh Mafi's series, This Woven Kingdom, I think. And then I actually bought Twisted Love by Anna Huang. So they're all the books I bought today, so therefore it's got to be one of those books. This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. Is this the first one in the series? It is, isn't it? I think this is the first one. So this is the book I am gonna read. I actually don't know what this series is about. I read Shatter Me by the same author, and it took me a little while to get into it, but once I was in, I was in. And so I think this is the series she wrote after, I want to say, but she writes like YA fantasy, but the characters and the plot lines, or at least in Shatter Me, were insane. So I'm excited to see what her other series looks like. And this is book number 6. We've got a lot of books that are in series. I think we've only got one book that's like an actual legitimate standalone. For book number 7. I think we've got another double prompt again. They like hide inside each other. A book with multiple POVs. Challenging, because you never quite know which books have multiple POVs until you start reading them. What can I read? Do any of these books have multiple POVs? Just because I've picked them out. Maybe Reckless? Winter is the best mate from the previous book, right? Theo, yeah, this one has multiple POVs. You have Winter, who I'm pretty sure is the best mate from the previous book, I want to say. And then Theo, who is the brother? Cousin? I don't know, they're all like interlinked. This is the next book in this series, and they're just a lot of fun, and this has a multiple POV. I feel like it nearly got picked to the previous prompt, so there was a prompt to help me pick it again. Let's pick it. We've got a really good TBR this month of continuing and also starting some series. So this is the next book. Oh, I know I've got the very last book. There's a lot of pressure on this last book because it's finishing off quite a killer TBR, but let's see what we pick. The last book, I'm going to give it a proper shake. Okay, I'm just excited. Why do I get so excited about this? I just don't understand. Start a new series. I'm already starting 2 series this month, but I'm also finishing off quite a lot, so I also don't really mind. I recently posted on my YouTube shorts a load of series that I have bought and I own the full series of and haven't started. And I asked people what series should I start. Let's see what the consensus is in the comments. So you've got Red Queen twice, an Ember in the Ashes, Trial of the Sun Queen. So we've got 2 for Red Queen and 2 for An Ember in the Ashes. That's really unhelpful. Do I pick An Ember in the Ashes, which I think is down here, or do I read Red Queen? Both of them are 4 to 5 book series, so they're both quite a commitment. I'm gonna choose a random wheel. So here is Google's random number generator. Ember in the Ashes is gonna be 1 and Red Queen is gonna be 2. So I'm gonna update this between 1 and 2. 1. Okay, we're starting An Ember in the Ashes. I honestly just couldn't pick, so I decided to make someone else pick. So this is the very last book in this month's TBR. We're starting An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, I think is how you pronounce her name. I have been seeing this everywhere, but I actually haven't really seen anyone talk about the plot or what happens. I just keep seeing it and I picked it up. I'm very excited to see what it's about. It's another kind of fantasy. I'm pretty sure it has a romance plot in there. Whether it's a romantasy or a fantasy with romance, I actually don't know. But yeah, this is the last book. This TBR, potentially better than last month. Did not know that was possible, but here we are. So you've got 1% left. So we're going to do a very quick summary of what is on my monthly TBR for the month of May. That's where we are. We're in May. So we've got Christina, Lauren, the Unhoney-Mooners, and this is a book bought from a charity shop. We have Iron Flame, which was selected through my Instagram feed. We have Apprentice to the Villain by Nicole, Mehrer, which is a book with a red cover. We have This Beast, A Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which is a book in a series. We have Twisted Love by Huang, which shares my surname letter. We have This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi, which is one of my most recent purchases. We have Reckless by Elsie Silver, which is a multiple POV story. And then last by no means least, we have An Ember in the Ashes by Tahir, which is starting a new series. So yeah, those are all the books that I have purchased, or nope. Those are all the books on my May TBR. It's gonna be a killer month, and I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited, like I'm thriving. So I hope you guys are excited. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe because I film one of these every single month. And I hope to see you guys next month. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!